Hello, children of the channel, how are you today? Today I will tell you a new story, the story of Snow White, but before starting, do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive all new updates, and like and share if you like the story. And now once upon a time, in a magical kingdom, there lived a young princess named Snow White. She had ebony black hair, fair skin, and lips as red as a rose. Snow White's beauty was renowned throughout the land, but what truly captured people's hearts was her kind and gentle nature. However, Snow White's happiness was overshadowed by her stepmother, the wicked queen. The queen was jealous of Snow White's beauty and would often consult her magical mirror, asking who the fairest in the land was. Each time, the mirror would reply, "Snow White is the fairest of them all." Enraged by this, the queen devised a wicked plan to get rid of Snow White. She ordered a huntsman to take Snow White deep into the forest and kill her. The huntsman, unable to harm the innocent princess, set her free and urged her to run away and never return. Lost and frightened, Snow White stumbled upon a small cottage hidden amongst the trees. To her surprise, the cottage belonged to 7 lovable dwarfs named Doc, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Bashful, Sneezy, and Dopey. They welcomed Snow White with open arms and allowed her to stay with them. Snow White and the dwarfs formed a special bond. She became their caretaker, tidying up the cottage and cooking delicious meals for them. In return, the dwarfs protected her and showered her with love. Meanwhile, the queen, unaware of Snow White's survival, continued to consult her mirror. One day, to her shock and fury, the mirror revealed that Snow White was still alive and the fairest in the land. Determined to eliminate Snow White herself, the queen concocted a plan to disguise herself and visit the cottage. Disguised as an old hag, the queen arrived at the dwarf's cottage and offered Snow White a poisoned apple. Unaware of the queen's true identity, Snow White innocently took a bite and fell into a deep, unbreakable sleep. Heartbroken, the dwarfs placed Snow White in a glass coffin and mourned her loss. They couldn't bear to say goodbye to their beloved friend. News of Snow White's fate spread throughout the kingdom, and her story reached the ears of a brave prince who was determined to save her. The prince arrived at the dwarf's cottage and was instantly captivated by Snow White's beauty. With a tender kiss, he broke the spell, and Snow White opened her eyes, alive once more. Overjoyed, the dwarfs celebrated, and the prince asked Snow White to be his bride. Snow White and the prince were married in a grand wedding ceremony, and the kingdom rejoiced in their love and happiness. The wicked queen, consumed by her jealousy, met her own demise, a victim of her own evil intentions. From that day forward, Snow White ruled the kingdom with compassion and wisdom, alongside her beloved prince. The dwarfs remained by her side, serving as trusted advisors and reminding her of the importance of love, friendship, and forgiveness. Snow White's story became a legend, passed down through generations, teaching children the values of kindness, inner beauty, and the triumph of good over evil. Her tale served as a reminder that true beauty lies in the purity of one's heart and that love has the power to overcome any obstacle. And so, Snow White lived happily ever after, her story forever etched in the hearts of those who believed in the magic of love and the power of a true, kind-hearted princess. Snow White and her prince ruled the kingdom with fairness and compassion, bringing prosperity and happiness to all their subjects. They implemented policies that ensured equality and justice, creating a society where everyone had the opportunity to thrive. Inspired by her own experiences, Snow White established schools and educational programs throughout the kingdom. She believed that knowledge was the key to empowerment and worked tirelessly to ensure that every child had access to quality education. The kingdom's schools became renowned for their excellence, producing generations of skilled and enlightened individuals. Snow White also dedicated herself to charitable endeavors, establishing a network of orphanages and shelters for those in need. She believed in extending a helping hand to the less fortunate, providing them with love, care, and opportunities for a better future. The dwarfs, who had become an integral part of Snow White's life, continued to live with her in the palace. They were valued advisors and cherished family members, always by her side, offering their wisdom and support. As years passed, Snow White and her prince welcomed their own children into the world, raising them with the same values of kindness and compassion. The royal family became a symbol of unity and love, beloved by the people of the kingdom. Snow White's legacy extended far beyond her own realm. Her story inspired other kingdoms to embrace compassion and fairness, leading to a ripple effect of positive change across the land. Her tale became a beloved fable, told to children as a reminder of the power of goodness and the importance of treating others with respect and empathy. In honor of Snow White's contributions, the kingdom celebrated an annual festival known as Snow White Day. People from all walks of life would gather to commemorate her legacy and to renew their commitment to kindness and unity. As Snow White's reign continued, her heart remained pure and her spirit unwavering. She became known as the Queen of Hearts, not only for her physical beauty but for the love and compassion she radiated to all who knew her. And so, Snow White's story lived on, a testament to the enduring power of love, kindness, and the indomitable spirit of a princess who transformed a kingdom and inspired generations to be their best selves. Her legacy served as a beacon of hope, reminding the world that true beauty is found in the purity of one's heart and the impact one can have on the lives of others. Snow White's reign as the Queen of Hearts brought an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity to the kingdom. Under her leadership, the kingdom became a shining example of harmony and progress, with its citizens living in a society built on empathy, understanding, and cooperation. Snow White's passion for education and empowerment continued to shape the kingdom's future. She established scholarship programs, ensuring that every child, regardless of their background, had access to quality education. The kingdom's schools flourished, nurturing young minds and fostering a love for learning. Recognizing the importance of environmental preservation, Snow White implemented sustainable practices throughout the kingdom. Forests were protected, wildlife conservation efforts were strengthened, and renewable energy sources were embraced. The kingdom became a model of environmental stewardship, inspiring neighboring realms to follow suit. In addition to her domestic endeavors, Snow White played an active role on the international stage. She became known as an advocate for peace and diplomacy, working alongside other leaders to resolve conflicts and promote global cooperation. Her wisdom and compassionate approach earned her the respect and admiration of leaders from around the world. Snow White's relationship with the dwarfs deepened over time. They remained her closest confidants and loyal companions, offering their unique perspectives and unwavering support. The bond between Snow White and the dwarfs symbolized the power of friendship and the strength that comes from embracing diversity. As Snow White's children grew older, they too inherited their mother's passion for justice and equality. They took on important roles within the kingdom, carrying on their parents' legacy of compassionate leadership. Snow White felt immense pride in seeing her children continue the work she had started, ensuring that her vision of a harmonious and inclusive society would endure for generations to come. As Snow White's reign approached its twilight years, the kingdom came together to celebrate her extraordinary legacy. A grand jubilee was held, attended by people from near and far. The festivities included performances, exhibitions, and speeches that honored Snow White's remarkable contributions to the kingdom and the world. When the time came for Snow White to pass on the crown, the kingdom mourned the loss of their beloved queen. Yet, her impact continued to be felt in the hearts and minds of her people. Her story lived on as a cherished tale, inspiring future generations to embrace love, kindness, and the pursuit of a better world. And so, Snow White's remarkable journey came to an end, leaving behind a kingdom forever transformed by her selflessness and unwavering commitment to the well-being of others. Her legacy remained etched in the annals of history, reminding the world that true leadership is not measured by power or wealth but by the depth of one's compassion and the positive impact they leave on the lives of others. Now the beautiful and exciting story, the story of Snow White, has ended, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive all new updates, and to like and share if you like the story. Bye, children of the channel, and see you in a new story.